Alright, so hello everyone, my name is Testito and today I will be making a quick tutorial on how to use the program called FL Studio. So when you enter the program, you're gonna hear the FL Studio sound and the logo pop up, and then you're going to have this. Now I'm presuming that you've never used a music program before, and the first things you know to get started are of course what the hell everything is and what you should be doing first. So I'll explain it pretty quickly to you. Uh, when you want the sounds to appear, there's basically two ways of adding sounds to your track. One of the ways are you click on View Browser up here. The hotkey is Alt plus F8, and that will open the browser. Now these are MP3 files and WAV files of different sounds that you've downloaded, and you can browse them on your computer if you're going to. If you go to, let me see where it's located. Oh yeah. Anyways, you basically put your files in the folder that you've installed FL Studio in, and they should appear here. So, for example, I'll take this. This is a clap, and then you take it and drag it and drop it over here. There we go. Now, this means that if I were to play this, you have a clap, basically. Now, the other way of adding sounds are by adding a synthesizer, which will add sounds for you inside of the program. So basically, to add a synthesizer, you do this. You either right click on these and go to insert and then choose a tool, or you could go to add channels and then click on, for example, I'll pick one that's already installed in the basic version of FL Studio, Citrus. Now you have a software synthesizer. So if I'll play something on the keyboard, yeah, basically you can play anything on this. And the thing that FL Studio does very good is if you click right here, this is the piano roll. And here's where you will make all of your music in the synthesizer. So these are the piano notes. So basically, let's say I were to make some really quick chords. I'll do it like that. Let's just see here really quickly. Yeah, so this is a melody I just made really quickly. And this melody is not supposed to just stay inside of the piano roll. So if you want to paste it on the playlist right here, then you'll have to click the pattern that you've made. FL Studio works a lot with patterns, and that means that you have a selection of different sounds that together form a pattern. So for example, you could add like all of the drums you would ever want here, basically. And then you could copy the whole beat from pattern 1 and paste here. Which means that you can have less parts in you can have more things in a smaller space, basically, so there's less things for you to have to look at and get distracted by, basically. So yeah, I'm gonna make a quick piano melody, and you can just try to follow my steps if you understand what I meant before. So basically click the piano roll or open the piano roll from the button over here. Hotkey is F7. So let's try and make something. Exactly. So now we have a melody, a really simple one, but it's a melody still, right? All right. So let's add some chords. This really basic. This sounded really wrong. The one over here. I'll just add the to that. Yeah, so for example, now we have our pattern right here, and if you want to open the select tool to copy the pattern sideways, maybe, you just hold Control and then drag with left click, and you'll create a selection with it. So that's basically a really quick tutorial on how to add sounds and get them out on the playlist. And one thing that I like about FL Studio is that these patterns are not necessarily linked to the tracks. You can have them that way if you want to, but for example, you can have pattern 1 on track 4, you can have it on track 1 at the same time. You can basically have any pattern selection everywhere, so there's a lot of responsibility linked to it because there's not as much guidelines to it as with other programs. But in the same way, I feel like it gives you a lot more freedom and creativity, and that's a very important thing if you're going to create music. So let's move on a little bit to the mixer. Here we go. Let's say that we have. I'll go and find the loop really quickly here. Here we have a house beat. So this house beat is already mixed and mastered and stuff, but I'm gonna show you really quickly how to make your sounds better, basically. So let's say that you have a sound that you think needs to change a bit because it's clashing with other sounds and there's too much space. I'm gonna show you the basics to mixing, basically. So as soon as you have something that you want to add to the mixer, this is the mixer right here. I'm gonna make it smaller so that you don't get confused by it. Alright, so right here. This is the mixer, and this is where you will be doing the dirty work after you've created all your music. And you open the mixer by pressing F9 or clicking here. And these are insert points. These are basically channels that each sound is going to be assigned to. So let's say you have drums, piano, and a bass guitar on a song. then that would be three tracks on the mixer. So I'm gonna show you how to assign these beats to a mixer. You press them in the pattern, and then you press the little arrow here on the left corner, and you click assign free mixer track. Now this will assign this to the first free mixer track that it can find. It assigned it to number 4, and it also named it to house beat, as you can see. I'm gonna see if I can make it a bit, yeah, I'm gonna make it a bit larger so you can see it better. Here are the settings for the layout of the mixer. So basically, the tools you're going to be needing to use for the mixing part are mainly the equalizer, which manipulates frequencies. So as you can hear, I'm gonna loop this by double clicking and holding left click. As you can see right here, when I'm moving this, I'm cutting bass. As you can hear, I've cut away all the bass. But as I keep decreasing this towards the left side of the screen, the bass gets added back. Now, the things you want to be doing are cutting away frequencies that you don't want. For example, let me show you here. If you listen to all the frequencies below 100 Hz, you can hear that these beats are pretty minimalistic, so you don't want this bass sound right here. So just do it like that and remove it with this knob, put it around there, and then we'll take the 7 over here and listen to other frequencies. As you can hear, the drums are almost sounding a bit melodic over here. So you want to keep that part because it's a characteristic of the drums basically. I would keep that part at least. And this is the punchy section of the drums. Here's the high frequencies. And over here we have the attack. If I dip this right here, I'm just scrolling to increase and decrease the curve. You can hear that the punch is almost taken away from the drums entirely. Now, generally, I'm cutting my drums at like 150 Hz. And the thing I do next is I'm trying to find the attack of the drums. And the attack is basically when you hit the drum, you get the smacking sound. You hear it? There's a little snap sound that comes in right at this point. Just a little boost there. Never boost beyond 6 decibels if you don't know exactly what you're doing, because small changes are often the best changes if the sound sounds good to begin with. Now, I think these drums are a bit too, how should I say it, itchy to the ear, so I'm gonna decrease some of the highs right here. Alright, so let's listen to the sound without the... Let's listen to the drums without the equalizer. And with the equalizer. There's a small difference. Maybe let some more bass. Yeah, now they sound more clean. Yeah, guys, I think that's going to be it for this tutorial, unless I have something else to show you. I'm just gonna go through my things really quickly and see what I have missed, because there's something that's bothering me. Yeah, okay, yeah, there's one thing I forgot. Okay, so say that you have, yeah, let's say that you have these in a pattern, but you want the kick to be in another pattern because you want to separate them. The thing you'll do is that you'll first click up here, and then you'll get a new pattern, and now I can name the pattern kick, for example, and then I'll fill these out. So basically every fourth step on 128 BPM, this sample right here will play, which is the kick. So instead of dragging and dropping it out on the playlist directly, I'm going to be placing it in a pattern. Because you see, I could drop and paste it like this, but I felt like showing you all the different ways to do it, so you can decide what you want to do on your own later. So when you selected something, you can do Control and plus B, and it will copy paste it to the next empty bar on your right. I'm just gonna see something really quickly. It seems that this kick is out of key. Assigning this to the mixer track, opening the equalizer, and then I'm gonna cut some frequencies just because. Because I want the kick to have some bass in it. I'm gonna go and grab myself another drum because, yeah, I want this. And as you can hear, this right here, I don't know. I don't like the punch that I'm hearing in this area, so I'm gonna decrease that. Listen to the difference. It sounds more punchy and more thumpy when I've decreased this frequency right here. And one general rule that often works with most kicks are around the 100 Hz area, which is right here. You can see the hertz down below. To the 150 Hz area is usually where you can get a lot of the bass from the kick. So I'm gonna increase right here. This kick has a pretty low and thumpy end at 90 here. It's gonna increase that by a tiny bit. Alright, so this kick is equalized perfectly now, at least if we look at what I'm able to do. Yeah, so listen to the kick, but without the equalizer, and with the equalizer. A lot better, right? Yeah. And then we'll listen to the house beat to the kick. Alright, so now if you want your things to be a lot more punchy and tight and compressed, then you'll add the compressor, and that's located on the Dynamics tab and then on Fruity Compressor. Now, one thing I usually do when I'm using the compressor is that I open up the compressor, and to be honest, I have bad information on how the compressor works, but I'll show you the ways I have experienced with it and the results I've gotten. So, okay, basically the compressor is what the compressor is doing is that it's increasing all the sound beyond a certain barrier. So, for example, I'll see if I can get the fruity leveler in here or something. Or whatever. Alright, so you can see the channel right here. It's going up to approximately -3 decibels right here on the master channel, which means that if I open the compressor up and turn the threshold to -3, that will mean that everything that is beyond that threshold, which is louder than -3 decibels, will be, for example, increased if I add some gain to it. So I like to have basically a 6 decibel decrease compared to what the channel is outputting, and this was originally outputting -3, so I'm gonna put it to -9 because, yeah, 9 minus 3 means 6. And then the attack. The attack is how much time there will be before the beat will be compressed. And you want to keep this pretty low because you want the compression to mix with the attack. Yeah, no, I won't be answering that. I'll just show you really quickly. The release of this song is maybe this clip is like, yeah. And then you'll just add like some gain, like 4 decibels. Now, before I added a compressor, this song was a bit lower in volume, but there's also a certain change in the way that it sounds better, alright? I don't know why, but it works, okay? That's basically what I'm doing when I'm using the compressor. So let's listen to everything that we have so far. Let's see here. I have turned off the kick channel. I'll turn everything on by double right clicking. I'll do a quick compressor on the kick as well, and then I think I'll end the episode. So let's see here. Kick goes to about there as well. I'll add like -10 in threshold because I want the kick to be more punchy. I'll add some release to the kick. Not very much because the kick is shorter than the clip up here. And then I'll add a little bit more gain on it. So, and then some compression needs to be done right here. I'm just gonna make this a bit wider and that's good. Alright, so first of all, everything with the effects. And now everything without the effects. Yeah, that will be the end of this video, and I'll see you guys in 1 or 2 days because I'm doing these videos as a part of an educational project on in my school, and yeah, I'll be doing these videos for quite a while, so stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in 2 days. Bye.